Time for a Big Brother 21 update. It's time to wrap up reality. I'm your host, Tom Vasey, and welcome to TV Talks with Tom. So yeah, hi folks. It's another BB21 update. I did one video the other day, and this is my second video on BB21. And I'm feeling the summer vibes today, so I thought I'd crack out my Hawaiian shirt. Cause why not? Hey ho. Right, so we'll do a brief recap of what happened in Premiere Part 2 of Big Brother 21, and then we're going to go over some stuff that's been happening on the live feed, as well as some sort of stuff that is in regards to the veto plan this week, the nominations, and also the outcome, which would be the eviction. So we'll talk about everything that's going on there. So I'm only going to go over the episode briefly. So in the episode, at the beginning, we sort of saw Jess like panicking a bit because going into the vote for camp director, she thought that she had lots of votes going to be on her from the girl power group and all that sort of stuff. But obviously Jackson got 10 votes, Jess got 4 votes. Bit of a difference there, folks. So Jess does have a reason to panic there. And so it proves that some people weren't loyal to her at all. And it was sort of Jackson had to banish some people, so he sort of like spoke to them all one by one, apart from Kemi. Now Kemi sort of was saying like, I thought this is ridiculous. She was in the diary room going like, you haven't scratched my back, so I'm not going to scratch yours. Kemi, you don't need your back scratching. Jackson is the person in power. You should be sucking up to him. Nobody needs to come to you. You're acting entitled, and you're acting better than you think you're better than everyone else. I don't like Kemi. I don't care what the social media say. People seem to love her and stuff like that. She's not nice. She really isn't. In her interviews and everything, she comes across, and she even said herself she's a mean girl. She says, just her personality, it just sort of, she thinks she's better than everyone else. That's what it comes across as, which is why I don't like her, and I've making that known. She just doesn't come across as a nice person. So yeah, Kemi thought of I think she thought she was better than everyone else, so she didn't think it was necessary to go speak to Jackson. And then that backfired on her, thank God. So Jackson ended up banishing, spoilers here, Jackson ended up banishing, sorry, I'm coughing here. Jackson ended up banishing Kemi, Jessica, Cliff, and also David. So this BB Wilderness squirrel comes in, the banishment squirrel, some guy dressed in a squirrel suit, I'm guessing, or a woman, one of the two, and they get a potato sort of sack thing, bag the house guest who gets banished, and drags them out to the backyard off to the BB Wilderness, which is where they will go to battle. So in regards to the BB Wilderness, let's talk about that. The crack was that the 4 house guests who were sent there would battle to be the first people. So they're in this dark room, and there's different various tunnels at the bottom of at the roots of some trees, and there's certain decoys like Camp BB as in Buzzy B, or Camp B&B like the bed and breakfast. But then of course we have Camp B, which stands for Big Brother. And so the first 3 house guests to get back to, sorry, I did 4 there. First 3 house guests to get back to Camp BB, Big Brother, are return to the game, and then the other person is out the game. So we have the 4 of them that start, and sorry, I've got all the notes up there, and I'm just keeping an eye on them. They all sort of start battling out, and surprise, surprise, Cliffhog the Third is the first person to get back to Camp BB. I'm rooting for Cliff so hard, so I was so happy he got back. Then we had Kemi to make it back, which leaves Jessica and David, but Jessica got back, meaning that David has been evicted. For now, as Julie says. She said for now. So that means that David isn't gone for good. He could well be coming back. I think it's highly likely at some point. Christy and Tommy, they finally began to speak. And they seem like they're going to be really, really tight, I mean, because there was always the talk of, will they go against each other, or will they like completely hate each other? And it seems to be that they will like the thing, right? Okay, so there's different scenarios, because some people talk about the dynamic between them. Is it that they're gonna sort of hit it off and sort of be low key, sort of that the dynamic between them, or is it like they're gonna super hard work together and make it known? They haven't made that sort of known, but they seem to be working very hard together. They've got a final 2 deal that said they're going to the end, I saw. So we'll see how that works out. I can't see them both getting to the end, but it's definitely a safety net for the first couple of weeks, I would say. Well, not even necessarily couple. I think it's going to take them quite far, to be fair. I can't see both of them getting far in the game. And then we saw Jack and Jackson. We're not calling Jackson anymore. It's Mickey now. That's his name. So Jackson, Mickey, and Nick were bonded, and they become quite close. And we also did see towards the beginning of the episode Jack, Mickey, and Bella, they created a tight 3 alliance. So there's a 3 there going on. So that'll be interesting to see how that plays out. And back to Jack, Mickey, and Nick now. They're talking about creating a tight 6-person alliance with Bella, Holly, and Christy. And then the 6 is formed. So there is the first big alliance of the season, folks. We had, I don't know if Faute or Level 6 was formed last year first, but this year it's the 6. I'm sure they'll change the name because the 6 doesn't really ring very well. It's very close to Level 6, just one word difference. So then we go to the HOH comp after that, and the rules are each house guest must sort of there's oh god, let me think about this. So there's 15 house guests left. Mickey does not take part, so that means there's 14 house guests competing. 7 like hanging logs, and they all have to like hug onto it, but they'll be holding on to these logs in pairs, and Mickey has to decide who those pairs are. So yeah, Mickey has to decide who the pairs are, and then he does. So I'll read the pairs out now. So basically what they have to do anyway is just hug onto this pole, and it'll go up in the air, and there'll be all sorts of distractions, and the last person to fall off this hanging log pole thing wins the first HOH of the summer. So the pairs were as follows. We had Kat, who is Catherine, but we call her Kat now, Kat and Jack, Sam and Nicole, Holly and Ovi, Annalise, also known as Sis and Cliff, Bella and Nick, Tommy and Jessica, and Kemi and Christy. So these poles start lifting up, and they start spinning around, so everything's going a bit faster. You're probably getting a bit dizzy at this point, and then Jessica was the first house guest to fall off. And then the paint starts getting sprayed in them, and there was like full on like red paint like dripping off everyone, and that made Jack and Kat drop off the same time. So they were on the same log, but they both fell at the same time, followed by Nick, who drops, and then Ovi sort of was saying in the diary room, he's going, as a Big Brother superfan, I've always dreamed of being in an endurance comp and throwing it. So he didn't want to sort of come across as a threat, so he threw it and jumped off. And then we had Sam fall off, then Kemi went down, and then Cliff fell off after that. So well done, Cliff. Cliff lasted longer. As the oldest house guest, he lasted about halfway there. So then there was some sort of coloured powder paint sort of thing blasted at them. And then we had Bella and Nicole fall down, followed by Annalise. And then Holly sort of fell down after that. So then we had the final. Let's have a look. Yeah, there was 2 people left up at that point. We had Tommy and Christy, but then Tommy fell, leaving Christy as the first HOH of the summer. So yeah, that's there was rumours going around on Twitter and everything that Christy was first HOH anyway. So yeah, it was true. Christy is the first HOH of the summer, and that's really all we got to see in the episode. But then Julie was sort of saying, tune in Sunday for nominations, and there's a new twist called the Whacktivity Comp. Now that sounds interesting. Whacktivity? That sounds crazy, and I'm looking forward to seeing that. So we got the Whacktivity Comp coming up, and apparently a game-changing power is up for grabs. So we'll see what happens there, but I'm really excited to see it. And also she said that something that's never happened before in Big Brother history is going to happen, and we haven't seen the last of David. So there's a lot to look forward to in this next episode. And I suggest that we all tune in on Sunday, because I think it's going to be a fantastic one. So I really can't wait for it, and look forward to it. But that's pretty much it in regards to the episode. So from now on, if you don't want spoilers about some stuff that could happen, I suggest tune off now, and I'll say hi to you in my next video or in future. But because now I'm about to start talking about the veto this week, nominations, and potentially an eviction. It's time to talk about the live feeds. Okay, so we're going to just talk about the general feel and what's been going on, what's been said. And there hasn't been that much live feeds going on really, because it opened on the night, and then we got it wasn't really that much game talk. Then obviously they went to sleep. Pretty much the entirety of yesterday, the feeds were down for the veto competition, and then they came back up in the night, and then we did see a lot of game talk, and then back to sleep again. So yeah, that's pretty much all we've got. What the talks have been about, obviously, with Christy as HOH, she has nominated, spoiler alert again, but I'm sure you would have listened back then when I said go away if you don't hear. Spoiler alert, she has nominated Cliff, Hogg, and Kat. Now, she's put her initial target was Kat, so she put Cliff up as a pawn, and she thought that the house was going to vote Kat out. But then, after people have mingled and started talking, there's talks that they no longer want Kat to be the target, or they don't want Cliff to be a target either. He never was in the first place. They want Kemi to be a backdoor plan. And I'm happy with that. I don't like Kemi. People say, "Oh yeah, she's not fitting in socially." Yeah, because like her personality is just like. But I don't understand. Like seriously, people go on about she doesn't fit in because like I don't even know like there's no explanation for that. Like personally, she's not fitting in because of her personality. I think the way she goes on in her interviews, no wonder she doesn't fit in if she thinks she's better than everyone else. And the fact that she's a mean girl, mean girls like just go away. No, I don't want any part of it because like I'm pretty sure the house has grown up to realise that like sort of that complex goes away considerably a large amount when school and college days are done. You might have the time of your life as a mean girl or like sort of like someone popular in school and college when you're that old, but then like welcome to the real world. Just get lost, because honestly get a life, because that doesn't matter anymore, and people don't respect that, people don't look up to that, people just people just want rid of it. So yeah, that's where I stand with that. So Kemi is the backdoor plan. Now that's going to be interesting. I'd like to see it happen personally. I'd like to see them pull it off, but will they or not? I mean, is it the biggest strategic move? Probably not, but you shouldn't really do that on week one. You shouldn't make a massive strategic move on week one because you get a huge target on your back. Christy was saying she felt a bit bad about putting Kemi up because she feels like it's what the majority of the house want to do rather than what she wants to do. And that's understandable. But there has been talk that Kemi had been thrown, put everyone's names out just to cause a bit of mayhem. And anyone who does that, that's going to catch up on you no matter what. Simple as that. So that's going to be her reason, she feels, if the vetoes are going to be used. Bringing me on to the veto, we had the veto competition. The competitors were, I believe, Christy, Cliff, Kat, Sam, Nicole and Jacqueman, and the winner of the veto was Sam. So everyone thought that he was going to use the veto on Kat, so then Kemi could be backdoored. But from the latest what we've heard, the talks are that the veto is going to be used on Cliff, and then Kemi is going to be put up as a replacement nominee, and she's going to be voted out. The likelihood is it's likely going to be a unanimous vote, but there's talk that they don't want us to feel really bad about going out on a unanimous vote, so they'd rather have a few votes go to Kat's way, if Kat and Kemi are the ones on the block at the end of the week. And we'll see where that goes, but morally and emotionally I don't think people want Kemi to feel awful about going with the unanimous vote, so I think they want to throw a few votes on Kat. But personally, if that was me in there, I wouldn't want me being that vote to go the other way. I'd want to make sure I've got a clean voting record. I'd want to make sure I was on the right side of the vote. But if I was fighting to keep someone else, if Kemi's definitely going, you might as well be on the right side of the vote. You know what I'm saying? And if Kemi hasn't made the effort to speak to me and she gives this air that she thinks she's better than other people, no, I really wouldn't want to make her feel better by voting for Kat, because Kat comes across as like she sort of seems a bit nicer than her. I'm not a big fan of Kat either. I really am not, but I prefer her to Kemi. So we'll see where that goes. But yeah, that's a little update for what's been going on in the feeds and some game talk. And I hope you all enjoyed that, because I just thought I'd do a little video. I know you can see it all on Twitter anyway, but I just thought I'd do a little video to sum it all up, because even though you can just do it on Twitter, I enjoy doing it on YouTube, because I think it's a different sort of platform and a different way to get it across. It's unique rather than a lot of the negativity that goes on Twitter. I just think it's toxic sometimes over there, so it's nice to sort of be on YouTube sometimes, because you get less toxicity over here. Don't get me wrong though, I like Twitter, but you can get a lot of negative reviews of shows and people just overreacting to everything. So hi YouTube, this is why I'm here, and I do really like YouTube anyway. So yeah, but anyway, yeah, that was my little update for BB21, and I will be back to talk more BB21 in the upcoming weeks. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So I'm going to say all the cliche stuff now. Don't forget to share, like, comment, subscribe, do all that jazz. I've been your host, Tom Versey. Good night.